Hello and welcome everyone to episode 17 of Spreading the Nerd. I'm your host Clint Coombs, and as always, Rick Davis is here to keep things interesting for everyone. Today we're diving into our very much spoiler review of Amazon Prime's new series, Yakuza, which is based on one of, I'm pretty sure, both of our favorite game franchises. We'll also cover some of the latest gaming news and wherever else our minds wander. But first off, before we get into anything, this is going to go out to both Rick and Ellery. Ellery messaged me a few days ago saying that Discord had let them know that we had been friends for a year now on Discord. And while I looked into that, Rick, you're like right around the corner where we've been friends for a year now. And it's time flies. But I just wanted to say thank you to both of you for being awesome. And I'm not to get super mushy, but I'm like super happy I met you guys. So
yeah, no doubt. I definitely consider both of you guys true friends, and quite glad to have made some connections from, even if you guys. Well, she's from Massachusetts, I guess. So that's
Yep.
that's one knock against Ellery. But other than that, that's about all you can really say negative. But nah, you're my brother, man. You know that.
It's
I probably talk to you more than anybody now. It's kind of
crazy. I was thinking of that because I think I saw it on Discord that we've been friends for like a year, and I was like, it feels longer than that because it
really does actually. I was thinking it was like I was thinking we were like a year and a half by now.
Yeah, and I was trying to think of like what I mean. Granted, we met in the XEP Discord, but I was trying to think of like what we bonded over, and I think the first thing was the fact that we liked JRPGs, because I think at that time I think that we were like the only two that really talked about them in there.
I actually want to say it might have been Kingdom Come. I think that
might have been. It might have been. Really... And I also remember World War II shooters came up, and we were also saying that like we prefer World War II shooters. So
although I think that came up when we were playing Battlefield, didn't it? I didn't think we talked about that on the Discord.
Yep. So yeah, it's been a year already, which it's crazy. Time flies, man. But lots happened in a year. We started our podcast and
anime waifu.
There we go. I got fancy. Speaking of XEP, I got my hot tea, my apple cinnamon tea.
Apple cinnamon's the right flavor. That said, is Luke paying for this promotion?
No, I guess
we don't do this for free.
He'll have to be a guest again, and
the dues must be given.
I'm silking it in chat. I still have 4 months to play Kingdom Come. Surely you can. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I believe.
Do it on PC, which I mean, I'm sure you would anyway.
Definitely PC.
The PC version is remarkably superior to the console version. But actually, it's kind of wild they even got that game running on the One or PS4.
I am honestly surprised as well.
And I should say, I'm using the term "run" very, very, very loosely.
It was a rough running.
It struggles.
Yeah,
but, I am. That game is absolutely incredible. It really
well,
is.
On the topic, I'm wondering. I'm afraid how that's going to run on current gen.
I'm not actually.
Really?
I think it'll be okay because it uses, I believe it uses the Cry engine again.
Yeah,
so, which is an interesting choice because it's obviously a powerful engine, but it's not exactly easy to use, nor is it a commonly used engine. But apparently one of its strengths is scalability. Now, Kingdom Come 1 would not have indicated that, but I guess
it was also their first foray.
Yeah, well, they're as a team, yeah. Plus, don't forget, this is commonly forgotten. That game was technically an indie game that ended up getting a publisher.
Yeah. It was
it was a Kickstarter. It was a massively successful Kickstarter, but it was a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And what's the guy's name? David something, I think is his name. In his interview, he actually said they were pretty pleased. This was like a couple months ago, how they had the console version running. He didn't go into a whole lot of detail. I don't believe, maybe on Pro, but I don't believe you're going to get a 60 first or second game.
Maybe on Pro, but I really don't think you'll see
if
60.
they could get it running a smooth 30. I think that's okay for that game. 60 obviously looks nice, but I don't think it's a necessity by any means.
Yeah. God, when is that? That's February as well, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I remember there's 5 massive games in February.
Yeah, we got
Kingdom Come, Assassin's Creed, Monster Hunter, and Yakuza Pirate.
Yeah, and Civilization 7, which doesn't do anything for me, but huge in PC.
It is, but I was trying to specifically refer to like large RPGs. Yeah. But you're right. I was Civ is a big time sink for those to play it too. There's no.
Who knows what else is gonna happen?
Yeah, honestly, Microsoft needs to move Avowed out of February. Because I actually think it's going to die there. Like
even on a Game Pass, I think it'll because people are going to be like, oh, it's on Game Pass, I'll wait to play it, and they'll just forget to play it, I think.
And every other thing that I mentioned, aside from maybe Kingdom Come, is going to be a bigger release. Like it has the name brand behind it that Avowed. It's not to say Avowed doesn't have people looking forward to it. It certainly does.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But those are
when you come up against that.
If you truly ignore the ridiculous discourse around it, the reality is Assassin's Creed is still massive. I mean, it's still one of the biggest releases every year that it comes out, right?
Yep.
Monster Hunter is commonly forgotten to be Capcom's by far largest release. Like everyone thinks Resident Evil, Monster Hunter dwarfs by a mile.
Goes crazy. You could say it goes
a lot of that. Yeah, I guess you could. Sure. That said, a lot of that is Japan. A lot of that is Japan, and I don't think Japan cares about Avowed at all. But I digress. Microsoft really probably should either bump that to March or bump it even up to January if it's done.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they're just polishing it right now, I think. So yeah, with that out of the way, what have you been playing this week? Anything good?
I actually have been playing a handful of things for once.
Okay.
So as I mentioned to you earlier, I was playing Elden Ring, and I have gotten to, I guess, minor spoilers for the late game, but I got to Radigan, whatever the hell his thing is, of the Golden Circle, and I have a feeling that my quest for the end of the game probably ends there because he is rocking me. And when I found out that after beating him, it immediately goes into another boss, I'm like, I want to emphasize this. That there is no excuse for that happening in a Souls game. None. That should never happen.
I hate double bosses, or not double. Well, but yeah,
I don't mind them in certain games. In a Souls game, unless your first boss is like a cakewalk, it should not happen in a Souls game. They did it in Lies of P at least once as well, and I was like, what is this crap?
Yes. And that made me stop playing Lies of P because I think it was like I did finish it, but I think it was like the 4th or 5th boss.
It was a relatively early
one. Oh my god, I hate him.
Yeah, I can't stand that. And like, not in reality, I'm being intentionally slightly melodramatic here, but I know who the other boss is, but no, I have not gotten past him. I honestly, after like 4 or 5 tries, the best I did with Radigan was like 30% of his health off. Like, I mean, he destroys me. But anyway, so that I did a little bit of racing. You can kind of see the wheel there. I realized that Assetto Corsa Competizione had a next gen update, and I had the game and actually never even played it. So I was like, well, what the hell? And actually, I was digging that. For those that don't know, it's
I've never played those ones.
Well, Assetto Corsa, the first one is kind of a I don't want to say a Forza style game. More of a, if you play the original 2 Project Cars, it's more like that. More of a sim than Simcade like those ones are, right? But its console release wasn't the greatest. It is a little better now. I actually did check it out too, and it runs better. It ran terribly before. But Competizione is not like that. Competizione is actually the official like FIA GT3, GT2, I can't remember which series it is, game that uses like, it has like the full license for their track, their tracks, their cars, all that stuff. And there's a handful of like paid expansion packs that also add like GT4 and some other tracks like that. So kind of messing with that. Like that's a pretty, at least my understanding, a pretty hardcore sim, and that's kind of cool to run around and actually like have to mess around with the electronics on the car and stuff like that, which you don't typically, you don't do that in like Forzas and stuff. So doing a little bit of that, a little bit of EAWRC. I actually have not played Silent Hill in a couple of days. I was planning to get back to that. I'm in the Otherworld Hospital. I basically just started it, so I still have a ways to go.
Yeah. Yep.
I did start. Actually, I finished 2 of the 3 of the original Alan Wake 2 DLC packs.
Nice.
I've not really played them much, but I do have to finish the 3rd one, and then I'll probably play Lake House, which is the 2nd actual pack.
Yep.
And obviously Metaphor. Although I haven't played a whole lot of Metaphor the last couple of days, I just kind of been coming and going and kind of in a racing mood, so I haven't messed with it. But and then also there's a lot. I told you there's a good bit I'm playing. I did mess a little bit yesterday with Sonic X Shadow Generations.
Nice.
On XEP today, Soken was asking me a little bit about that. So if he wants me to go into a little bit more detail here, I can. Not this moment necessarily, but in the show, I mean.
Now, I'll ask more about it. Is that more towards the style of like Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast, or is it more side scrolling?
It's both, actually. That's
okay.
Well, yeah, that's actually how Sonic Generations works. That's kind of what made it unique. The whole idea of Sonic Generations was, hence the name, it is the merging of modern Sonic and old school Sonic. So essentially, and this is not the case with, well, actually, it might be the case with Shadow, I don't know. But with the Sonic side of it, with Sonic Generation side, every level is actually, I can't say every, there might be something late that's a newer one, right? But every level is actually a classic level, if you will, from one of the games. So your first level is Green Hill Zone. Your second level is Chemical Plant Zone from Sonic 2. Third level is, I want to say, Sky Sanctuary from Sonic 3. It's been a while, I can't remember. But in all of them, Act 1 is a side scroller, like it plays like old side scrolling Sonic, and Act 2 is like modern Sonic. And then now the same thing as it goes on, you'll get I forget what level you get from like Sonic Adventure, but then the next one you get Sonic Adventure 2, and you get, I think there actually is a level from Sonic 06, which obviously is not particularly well liked, because that game
is that the that was Sonic Colors?
The really bad one. No, Sonic Colors is a separate game, and Sonic Colors is not in this.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, Sonic Colors was the game that immediately preceded this, and Sonic Colors was very good.
Okay. I remember there was one around Colors, I thought, anyways, that just was like abysmal. But I could be wrong.
You are well, there was quite a few. No, Sonic Colors was actually really good. You're probably thinking of Sonic 06. Sonic 06 was terrible. That was the one that was on PS3 and 360. Like just a buggy mess, and everything about it was kind of what everybody wanted.
Silkenet said he likes my shirt. You hear that, hon? Silkenet likes my shirt.
Are those
not to interrupt you, Rick? Okay? But I got this shirt today, and of course I fanboyed like hell over it.
Are those the things from Princess Mononoke?
Yeah. And
I did not like that movie.
Oh.
Me and Krista went to see it because she was a big fan, and I was all excited because I heard how good it was. And we left. I'm like, I'm sorry, I did not like it at all.
I love it. But I saw the shirt, and I instantly started fanboying about it. I was like, I have to have this. I don't care how much it is. And the look the missus gave me of like absolute, not disgust, but a disappointment that she's dating someone that is such a dweeb and a nerd. But whatever. I'm happy. That's all that matters, right?
Is she somehow just learning this now?
I think she knows this, but I don't think she knows like to the extent. There was also one that I'd liked, but I didn't get it. It was a Howl's Moving Castle, and to be fair, it was very like picture of the title like all over the shirt. I just really liked the blue color. And then one of the workers came over and he was like, "Oh, he was talking about Ghibli and stuff," and he's like, "What's your favorite one?" And I was like, "Mononoke," and he pointed this out on the bottom, and I started drooling, and then the missus walked away. But here we are.
Baguette Bro has unfriended me because of my Princess Mononoke. I'm sorry, man.
It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. This is actually the movie and everything that kind of got me into anime more. I was into Voltron like as a kid, and then I saw this and it kind of brought me back into it. But
also, anyway. Actually, So on top of that, might surprise people, at least those that don't know. I am actually not a big anime person at all. I never have been. Like I want to be. I'm like I like Japanese anime games, but I just do not like anime.
It
shows.
is. I have to watch.
It annoys me how they never freaking end. And like there's something that I'm like, I want to watch that. I'm like, but it's just too damn long.
Yeah, like I'll never get into like Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball sucks. I guarantee you, I just cost us viewership with that statement.
Oh, I'm sure, and that's okay because I'm not a Dragon Ball fan either. But it's just too much. Like One Piece, I don't like One Piece. I don't like that.
I would watch One Piece, but it's another one. It's so unbelievably
I don't have the time. Long. They are supposedly redoing the series, from what I hear. So it starts from like season 1 again or something.
I think they're partway through it, and there's like 1 or 2 seasons left to
go. But yeah, it's hard for me to get into some anime. Some animes, I can get right into them, and others I just can't. I don't know.
It's actually a fairly humorous running joke between Nicole, Krista, and myself. Is now Krista is a full blown weeb, and she doesn't dispute it at all. And Nicole is a complete weeb and doesn't want to admit it, but she is one. And I'm like, I want to be a weeb, but I'm just not. And they're like, yes, you are. I'm like, I want to be. I was like, I'm not. I'm trying to wear it. It's not that I'm wearing it as like an embarrassment. I'm like, I want to be one, but I think like a requirement of weebism is watching anime, and I don't watch anime. So like, to be fair, Colin Moriarty coined this term, but I have stolen it. I think he's right. I'm weeb adjacent, but I'm not actually a weeb, even though I want to be one. Yep. I do. Yep. Like I'm not ashamed of weebism. I'm disappointed because I'm not a weeb. But
oh man.
So there we go.
Yeah, that went off the rails there. Yeah, you were talking. What were you talking about? Oh, Sonic and stuff.
Sonic. Yeah. So long story short, Sonic Generations is the whole idea of it is supposed to be a celebration of the series, right? So they picked for however many games, it's probably 9 or 10 of them. That they picked pretty much one of the most iconic like stages in it, and then you have one stage where it's Act 1 is 2D, Act 2 is modern Sonic, and now so like Green Hill Zone, for example, obviously they had to completely rebuild Green Hill Zone for the modern Sonic, whereas you get Escape from the City from Sonic Adventure 2, they had to rebuild it for the 2D version, and by and large they're actually really, really good. So that's what this is this is essentially just a like an HD remaster port with some very, very minor changes, like they added some childs that you can find or whatever. But the real draw is the entire second campaign that they added, which is the Shadow Generations or whatever. As far as I can tell, it does do the same idea where it takes some of like his more famous levels, which there's not many, obviously, but he's only been in a handful of games. But it is a whole second like 5-ish hour campaign, which that's not real long, but when you take into account the length of Sonic Generations, which is also itself not particularly long, but the two together plus a whole bunch of like challenge levels and stuff like that, it's actually a pretty sizable Sonic package, which is a interesting statement and way to phrase that, but I'm going to stand by it. It's a pretty sizable release of Sonic, and most people will tell you that the Generations is, with the exception of Mania, probably the best Sonic game since like Sonic and Knuckles. So
nice.
It's and the Shadow stuff is very good and very it's pretty different from Generations 2, which is kind of cool. And what little I played so far, I like it a lot. And it's been reviewed well. So
yep.
On that same note, something I wanted to bring up is there any question that Sega is the best publisher of this year?
Dude,
like, I don't even think there's competition.
Absolutely just blowing it out of the water this year.
That is, by my count, I believe it's 6 games that are all like at worst like an 85 Metacritic on average.
Yeah, because they had Unicorn Overlord,
Unicorn, Persona 3 Reload,
Persona 3,
Metaphor,
Sonic,
Infinite Wealth, because don't forget that is Sega.
Yep.
Sonic.
I thought there was one more too.
There is, and I can't think of what I'm forgetting.
But yeah, either way, just blowing it out of the water this year.
Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, just
Yeah,
absolutely crazy.
and also notice something in common with all of those. None of them were $200 million projects either.
Right.
Because they actually, be honest with you, Infinite Wealth probably did have a bit of a budget to it.
Yeah.
Like it was probably everything else, the cost of everything else combined.
Yeah.
But either way, like Sega
Sega's doing all
really
right.
having a massive year here.
Sega is doing all right. I know there was a like rumor mill a couple years ago that Sega was going to get bought, and I'm so glad they didn't. I'm so glad they're still their own thing and able to do what they want to do.
Yeah, remember there was a whole lot of people that said they were hoping that Xbox would buy Sega. Yeah, how's that looking now? And it's not even Xbox hate. It's like, number one, clearly Sega doesn't need it, right? And actually, something these boneheads that thought that always overlook. Sega is way bigger than just games. Like Sega's huge in like Japanese arcades and stuff like that.
Yep.
They don't need Xbox. They're just fine being on their own thing.
Even when you go to the arcades here, we have one in the mall.
Yeah.
It's pretty good size. They have all those, like, they have some Sega gotcha games there. They're huge.
Remember Club Sega? I mean, technically they're in a couple of the Yakuza games, but they do actually exist in Japan.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they still do. They might.
I'm sure I'm sure there's something over there.
But like, yeah, Sega's huge. They're so much bigger than just their thing. And then I mean, having gotten I don't know if they purchased or merged with Atlas, and then now really, I mean, Atlas is pretty much outside of Square. I mean, the undisputed biggest JRPG developer
for sure
now.
So, honestly,
they don't need an American company to own them. They're just fine.
They'll be doing all right. Yeah, Silken in chat. At least Sega is not at Pachinko's like Konami. Like if Sega can do it and have those, other arcade machines and stuff like Konami, you have so many brands just fucking sitting there. Let's go. I'm hoping with
technically they got two of them in active development. Well, two of them actively. One's already out, but there is another Silent Hill game coming, but it's not what anybody look at. But I mean, you do still have Metal Gear Delta, so who knows? So Silent Hill has done well. Here's hoping that that Metal Gear is good and does well, and then maybe that will spurn Konami to go. Obviously Pachinko's is the money, but we can even increase interest in our Pachinko.
Yeah, because Silent Hill 2 is already sold over 1 million copies, so that's good.
It's got to be well beyond that now. That was within a week.
That was like within the first couple days. Yeah,
it's been like 2 or 3 weeks now since it came out, hasn't it?
Yeah,
it came out.
2 weeks. 2 weeks now. Yeah, it's already 2 weeks. Jesus.
Actually, it's 3. Well, almost not quite. It's almost 3.
Yeah, by the time next week rolls around,
week and a half till. Actually, we got a couple pretty big weeks here. We got Dragon Age and Horizon this week, plus Monster Hunter. I gotta finish
stuff up.
And then next week, well, I guess it's not big for you, but it's big for me. I'll be pro enhanced in what is it, 10 days?
Yep.
Not quite, not more than that. 12.
Yeah, I did. Speaking of Silent Hill 2, I did finish that up last weekend. Yeah, last weekend.
That sounds good.
It took me about, I think it was just shy of 18 hours. Man, I know you said you're in the hospital, the like Otherworld or Evil.
Hold on, I'm just gonna answer Caleb here. Not anymore. Actually, never. No. Bayonetta was always owned by Platinum, but I believe Nintendo now own the rights, which is why 1 through 3 was all on Wii U or Switch as it is.
I for some reason thought Sega owned that too.
No, they only they had the publishing rights to the first, but I believe they did sell it back to Platinum, which is why they were able to then re-release it on Switch. Yeah. Unfortunately, while it'd be amazing to get a Bayonetta collection that actually didn't run like absolute dog shit, I'm not holding my breath.
Hey, Ellery, thanks for joining us. Also, Caleb Silkenet, thanks for popping in here with us.
Ellery missed the love given.
I know, Ellery, you'll have to go back to the beginning, but I mentioned you at the beginning. I promise all nice things. I promise. So I beat Silent Hill 2, and like I said, 17 hours. I don't think I've ever been assaulted so much by a game. My senses were just, I had to there was several times, not just like scared, but just like that psychological effect that game has on you. There were parts of the prison, and I won't go into it too far because I don't want you to get any spoilers and stuff, but they did redo some things, clearly making it that long. But man, the prison, some other parts where I was just like, I have to set the controller down. I have to take a break. This is like an assault on my brain, and
that's how I felt with 3. 3 was just relentless.
I want 3 so bad.
I think we'll get it. Like, since this is doing well, I do believe.
I think so.
We'll probably have them remake.
I think so. And Bloober came out and said that they're like, hey, we'd like to do more, and it's like, more power to you. If this is what your pedigree is now,
just do
fine
it right.
by me.
Take your time.
Fine
do it right.
by me.
I will say I pinpointed something, which is an area where it's not just this one, but I noticed it for the first time with this one, is like part of why it makes you so uncomfortable, aside from obviously just the way everything looks in that game, which is just unsettling as all hell. It's okay. So the best way I can describe this, I assume you've seen the Harry Potter movies, right? I know you're a Harry Potter fan.
Yeah.
You know how I don't remember if they did it in Deathly Hallows Part 1 or if it was just in Part 2, but when they're wearing the locket, they make that obnoxious goddamn sound in the background to constantly like it's got that screeching sound in the background all the time to kind of indicate like why they're getting so irritable.
Yeah,
which is actually a cool idea. I thought that was actually a really neat. Silent Hill does that. If you really pay attention, it plays the most obnoxious sound effect in the background, especially in Otherworld. It doesn't necessarily do it in regular world, but when you're in Otherworld, it's supposed to be like crazy. It plays this like industrial, like grinding sound, like continually.
Yeah,
it's subtle enough you don't necessarily notice it after a minute or two, but it's always there. And it's always grating on your nerves without even realizing it.
Yeah, it's rough. Oh, interesting. So Bayonetta is developed by Platinum, but it is owned by Sega.
I swear Sega sold it to
interesting.
To, Nintendo. Because Sega never pops up one time when you play 2 or 3. They do obviously for the first, but not for the second or third.
Who owns Bayonetta? No, it says Sega. Wow. Interesting.
That is interesting.
So where's my next Bayonetta? And also, where's my Bayonetta not on the goddamn Switch?
And preferably not a Bayonetta 3, because that game was good, but not nearly as good as, especially 2. 2 is so good.
So good. Cool. Thanks for that, Caleb, because that's interesting. Other than Silent Hill, played a little bit of Meta 4, just a little bit. I plan on starting to hit that heavy this week before Dragon Age. God, that's next week. I don't even know. I don't even know.
A couple of days. On Thursday. Which is also weird. Why is stuff releasing on Thursday?
I don't know. I don't know.
Tuesday or Friday,
right?
Not Thursday.
I know. What else have I been playing? And news and what I've been playing. Call of Duty came out yesterday for Game Pass, PS5, Xbox, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna get into that, Caleb. Don't you? I'm gonna get into it.
That's a thing, to say the least.
And campaign, I'm probably about 3 missions in. Feels really good, actually. And
of what again? I'm sorry.
Call of Duty, the new Black Ops.
I heard very good things.
And I know, and I've said it before that I'm not a huge fan of the multiplayer. I'll play it, but this multiplayer is feeling pretty good. Not gonna lie. And I was like, as soon as I was like,
I will absolutely allow the campaign, the multiplayer to that game. No, thank you.
As I was enjoying the multiplayer, I was like, oh no, how am I going to break this to Rick that I'm enjoying a Call of Duty multiplayer?
Fraud! You're a fraud.
So playing a little bit of that, and of course World of Warcraft.
I haven't been playing a Caleb, so.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so and of course World of Warcraft. But so in continuation with World of Warcraft, so have you seen that they released a $90 amount? It's when I heard about it, I was like, this $90, this is crazy. So it has an auction house on it, so you can have an auction house and a mailbox wherever you are, which is extremely handy. You don't have to go back to town.
It did not do that.
It does. It has an auction house and a mailbox on it. There was one a couple years ago you could buy for 10 million gold that you could farm to get, which is fine. And it had just the auction house and like a repair thing on it. So this one has a mailbox auction house. So you buy from the auction, get your mailbox right there. You could be inside a dungeon, inside a raid, out in the middle of the world. It's extremely helpful. But for like $90, I was like, no way. I don't think it's
Yeah,
a bank, Caleb. I don't think. I could be wrong, but I thought it was auction house and mailbox. So when they released it for $90 2 days ago, I was like, "There's no way you're going to get a couple people selling it."
2 times the price of the goddamn expansion pack.
Yeah, I was like, "You're going to get a couple people buying it for sure." I go on my Discord with my squad, or guild is called Cupcake Squad. So I go over there, and like a fair amount of people have bought it, and I was like, "Okay." I log into World of Warcraft, and there is a line of these mounts everywhere you go. They must have made like 10 grand, 100 grand in a matter of seconds for a $90 mount. And I was like, this is cool. But I see Blizzard wheels churning now and be like, what other mount can we charge for 90 goddamn dollars? It's just crazy. Yeah, biggest pay for convenience.
I'm going to show you what you guys all look like. Hold on a second here.
And now, to be fair, I didn't buy it. There's no need to buy it because everybody's got one. So it's always around. So you don't even need to buy it.
How do I put an image in here? Do I just drag
if you hit present, and if it's on, you should be able to hit like
I wasn't going to
share
do screen share. I was just going to put the picture in. Is it not possible to do that?
Wait, hold on. What if I do try it now, because I was on the wrong layout. I think you still have to do present and
I have to load the picture then. Hold on.
I like I said, I thought it was going to be a few people here and there getting it, and I thought maybe for $90 maybe something would go towards like a charity, which they have done before. They've sold mounts for a little more and it goes to charity and stuff, or some of it does. Nope, this is just straight into Blizzard's pocket, and it's like, this is ridiculous.
All right, so there's a possibility this is going to show the same screen, because it just says screen 1 and screen 2, so I don't know which one's which, but here we go. We're going to take a gamble with this.
Just make sure they're both okay.
Okay, that is yeah, never mind. Actually, I do want screen 1. Here we go. Here's what you guys look like right there. That's what you guys look like.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what that's from? I'll be extremely angry with you if you can't figure this out.
I do not. Where is it's from Yakuza, isn't it?
It's from Persona, you
fraud. No. Oh no.
Fraud.
Yeah, where is it?
It's the one with the gangster guy who he sees all the people as his personal ATMs.
Oh, I should have known that.
Yeah, you should have. I'm extremely disappointed in you.
Yeah, it is. So yeah, everybody's got it, and it's just crazy. It
really does show that Blizzard know they can charge people whatever they want.
Yeah, so as soon as I saw everybody have this mount, I'm like, they're gonna figure something else out they can sell for $90.
Yeah, make no mistake, it's not going to get cheaper. Everything else is just going to get more expensive now.
Let me see if I can share.
They're going to push it until people don't buy it.
Right. Yeah, I think so when I log into World of Warcraft, like this is what you see. That's the mount.
Yeah.
So why do you need it? Why do you need to buy it when everybody else has it?
Right, it's kind of silly.
It's so crazy. God. Absolutely crazy.
Have I mentioned recently, just personal bias here, just how much I absolutely hate Blizzard? I cannot stand Blizzard.
Blizzard was one of those companies for me as like a kid, early 20s, mid 20s, that they could do no wrong. And now it's just like,
they've tasted their own shit, and that's the problem.
Yep. Yeah, so other than that, that's pretty much all I've played. I wish I could get out of Wild Silk, and trust me, it's a love-hate relationship that's more hate than anything.
There's always a way.
Yeah, the
Oh,
only
go
thing that
there.
keeps me around is I've been playing with some of those guys since the beginning of the game, and it's just
I want to meet the one guy's son.
oh my god, yeah.
We don't need to get into that, but
Yeah. Somebody's kid got in trouble at school for something pretty funny. That was pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. So yeah, you get cool stories like that, but that's about it. Other than that, it's just like
Huh.
I don't know the acronym. I don't know that one. I don't know. No.
Yeah.
Hello Kitty. I'll play Hello Kitty.
It is not Hello Kitty. I can promise you that.
I'll play Hello Kitty for One Life or whatever it is coming up there. I know. I need to play it. I know. I played it like the 2 times at work, and I haven't touched it since.
Yeah.
And not because it's bad or anything.
No, you're damn right. It's not bad.
Anyways, let's see. What I had a couple things. Oh yeah, Silkenet mentioned in chat for news wise. We had a Monster Hunter Wilds another trailer pop in, kind of more of like what the town's gonna do, some more mount combat, and also
that lizard dog thing looks fun.
I'm so excited, dude. We also get some PS5 special haptic feedbacks, which whatever. But I'm super excited for that. I'm pretty sure Caleb in chat's getting it too. I think. I
know we talked Silkenet into PlayStation version. I'm almost positive.
Yep.
He's getting a pro as well. So
nice.
The Baguette Bros will ride.
That's right. And it does have a beta out. If you have PS Plus or whatever, next week the beta comes out, and then a few days following for regular and Xbox for the beta. And they did say that any progress does carry over. I will probably jump in.
I thought they said it. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. The story side it does.
Yeah. I'll probably jump in and try it out for a little bit. I'm not one for playing demos a lot, even if it carries over. I jump in to see what it's like for like 20 minutes, and I'm like, okay, cool. Can't wait for the launch. But if you silken it and get it, then I'll definitely.
I'm definitely getting it. But
yeah, I'll definitely play the demo some more and try out some stuff for sure. Yeah, Caleb said he's gonna play Wilds too, so awesome. And it is crossplay. So.
Is it 4-player or 5? I don't actually know.
I think it's just 3. I think.
Really?
I don't know.
They were 4 before.
Was it really?
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying past Monster Hunters were 4.
Monster Hunter Wilds players. How many players is this?
Because there are like 8 different vocations or whatever the hell they're called.
Multiplayer. How many? Jesus. How many players?
You made a real mess out of this.
I did. It's 4-player. So
4,
yeah,
okay.
Awesome, cool. So yeah, definitely interested in that one for sure. And that's February. So
February.
I'm just gonna take February off.
I want to say
February off because there's just way too much.
Yeah, there really is.
So yeah, I'm definitely interested in that demo for sure. What else do we have for and not necessarily like gaming news, but I know we've talked about, I don't know if we talked about Warhammer on here besides like Space Marine 2, but I know we've chatted about it in text and stuff of like I want to get into Warhammer, but I'm just like so lost. It's so like deep and stuff. They just announced a Warhammer 40K encyclopedia, and it's the first version, and supposedly it starts from like the very beginning.
Do you have to rent a dump truck to get it to your house?
I think it's a few. How many pages is it? It's on Amazon. I put it on my wish list because I definitely want to get it. And where is it?
I've already got a tome coming for my house at some point, so still gonna count it as well. So I'm not the only idiot that paid $300 for a book.
How many pages does it say this is? I don't see how many pages, but yeah, it's got to be huge. But it comes out October 29th. Warhammer 40K: The Ultimate Guide, the first book of its kind. This ultimate guide goes into unparalleled detail on the miniatures and lore of Warhammer 40K and is sure to delight longtime fans and newcomers alike. So I think I'm definitely going to get that when I do. I don't know. But
are you going to read that in between Hollow Knight bosses or what's the plan
yes,
there?
yes.
Okay.
Wilds is the 14th. I thought Wild. Who knows?
I thought it was
Wild.
the end of the month.
I thought it was too, but I could be wrong. So I'm excited to get my hands on that because I've always wanted to get into Warhammer. I've read a few books. The books are
Yeah, it's
cool.
the 28th. It's the 28th.
It is the 28th. Okay.
I have that.
The guide
I have that soaking it. I don't even think I've opened it, but I do have it. Dude, the way that you guys are with Blizzard, that's me with Future Press. I'm like, I don't even care if I have the game. I'll buy the guide now. I don't even care.
Speaking of the guides and stuff, I know you ordered like the Elden Ring, and
that's what I was talking about. When I said I was not the only idiot here that spent $300 on a book. Soaking it did too.
When are you supposed to get that?
It's sometime next year. They don't have a date.
Really? Next year? Damn.
Yeah, they're still taking pre-orders for it.
It is gorgeous, though. Oh my god, it is gorgeous.
For those who have not been with us long and want to see how stupid I am, I'll keep talking. I'll find it.
Yeah, so I definitely want to get that Warhammer 40K encyclopedia because I do want to get into
what the hell is it called? I don't remember.
That whole
I found it. Okay, Tune and Fair.
The whole world of it, but yeah, do you have it? Pop it up here. I want it. It's gorgeous.
I'm getting there. Okay, hold on.
I want it, but it's too expensive. It's expensive for not being that much of. Yeah. I'm a fan, but not as big a fan as that.
There we go.
I love.
What's a little bit of a bummer is I do wish they were implementing Shadow of the Erdtree content into it, but they are not.
You gotta. That's another one coming down the line.
I'm sure it will actually, because people were asking. Okay, hold on. So screen one. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so here it is, folks. Yeah, you'll notice that price. That's also not. I didn't get her 2 unavailable, but that technically is the cheapest version. There's a version that's I want to say $800 and a version that's like $1,500.
It's so pretty.
I really would have liked to get the $800 one, but not for $800. I wouldn't have. But anyway,
yeah.
It is a massive lore book called Grayscape, that's the name of Elden Ring's pretty gargantuan lore with this wood slipcover with Jarman.
Oh, is it wood?
That is. I'm sorry. The expensive ones are wood. This one is, I believe, felt. It actually says it down here. I think it's like felt covered. Wait, I don't care. That's what I want.
There's one with like a really like gold cover almost. It might not be Elden Ring. It might have been Dark Souls. I don't know.
Well, because they have some Dark Souls ones and stuff too. But I mean,
it's so pretty.
Oh, wait,
absolutely gorgeous.
Trying to get. Look at these. Close as shit. It's ads on
one of our episodes, we can just go page by page. We'll just have you can have your camera on that, and we'll just go page by page, and we'll rate the artwork.
Each week we'll have an Elden Ring lore day.
Does it even have like a
where I read from the tome? But
does that have like a full pull out there in the middle?
I don't believe it has any pull out. Oh, I guess so.
Right there, yeah.
It says 20 full color illustrations, which is actually pretty awesome because illustrations are, as we all know, not cheap.
Yeah,
but look at that.
It's gorgeous.
I don't know who that guy is, but that looks cool. Oh, that's Malekith. Okay. Okay. He's in a weird pose. That's why I didn't realize who it was. It's Malekith. I beat that guy. He was tough. I mean, look how good those are. And then
it really is superb.
I want to see it. Flocked velvet slipcase, blocked foil with original Iron Fist Alexander. So that said, I don't know if they have it listed. If I could find them, because I don't think you can pre-order it anymore. But the collector's edition version, I think it went out on the 10th. Oh, here it is.
770.
Look how much better that is, though. Oh my god, look how sexy that is. And you get a
gorgeous
thing. That said, is that worth $400 more? I don't know.
It is, however,
it also has slightly different like gold rings on it, and this is animated. Let's gawk at it. I did pre-order it early enough that so if you pre-ordered the regular version prior to August 10th, which I did. Close this. How do I There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
If you pre-order prior to August 10th, you automatically got entered into a drawing where 10 people that pre-ordered it would get automatically upgraded to the collector's edition. And I'm like, pick me, please. I deserve it.
Right.
Because first of all, I sold them another one to soak in it. So I'm like, that alone should get me an extra entry.
An extra name in the pot.
But no, as absolutely insane as that really is, especially considering it's technically unofficial.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of excited because that lore is bizarre and kind of tough to keep track of, as all Souls lore is. But so I'm actually kind of looking forward to the fact that I'll get it, put it on my shelf, and it'll never get opened again.
Right. Yep.
Which would be a wonderful use of $300. But
yep.
I need to get those like the kind of like stands that you like put a book on in like the middle. Like I need to get that.
Oh yeah. Ooh, that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Because it'll be the friggin' most expensive thing in this room. Except evidently for Final Fantasy.
You'll have to open
1
it
through
like
6
with
collection.
white gloves.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They'll have a cover over it so that nobody can breathe on it.
Let's see. Another news. What have Xbox got a new headset come out for it? I think you can order it now on Best Buy.
I was just bitching on XCP today. It frustrates me. Well, about not this in particular, but something about this. It frustrates me to no end that Sony and Microsoft don't make first-party high-end headsets for the Xbox and PS5. Like each one of them should have $300 to $400 headsets available.
Right. Yeah. Have this
all the bells and whistles.
Xbox and the pulses or whatever they have for $190, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, have like a nice quality, comfortable. Oh yeah. And they would sell.
Oh
but,
yeah.
I
mean, obviously you wouldn't sell as many as the $100 one.
No.
There's obviously a reason why you have the $100 one, but have the option.
Something.
Remember, I think it was on the Xbox One. Microsoft partnered with the hell are they? Were they called?
Was it Sennheiser?
It might have been. No, it wasn't. Yeah, they sold like $1,000 headset for the Xbox One.
Yeah. It might have been Sennheiser. I can't remember.
It had like lambskin pads and stuff.
Yes.
I was like, all right, that might be a little too far.
The lambskin was a bit much.
Yeah.
Nothing really
for the one. Is that right?
I'm pretty sure it was the one. Yeah. Nothing too much with news with this headset. You get the Dolby Atmos is in with it. I think that's the biggest part of it. 20 hours of playtime, upgraded the microphone with enhanced audio for crystal clear communication. So that's good, but maybe for $100, no. But yeah, that came out. What else did we get for news? Yeah, Black Ops came out. I'm sure we'll be hearing more about that next week. I'm interested to see the sales numbers on that. I'm sure that's still going to sell fantastically, as they always do. But I'm interested to see. What's that?
Of what?
Black Ops.
Oh yeah,
Call of Duty.
You imagine it's going to take a hit because of Game Pass.
I thought I saw somewhere on IGN or something where they said they expected like there is like maybe 9 million or something like that. So
I will say I don't remember where I saw this, so it also may not be even remotely relevant or verifiable. I did see that said something like it was estimated that something like 80% were going to be played on, but a console, not counting PC. But 80% of them we played on PlayStation. So at that point, obviously, Game Pass wouldn't affect it too much.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, like yikes, that's pretty telling.
Still crazy.
I would not have thought it was that heavy in one favor, but
so crazy. Well, you had it on for years that PlayStation had a bunch of stuff free for it, and they had modes in the game that were locked for like a year. Granted, smaller modes that really didn't matter, but
yeah, I like. People get all up in arms over the stupid like XP bonus. Like screw that, I don't care about that. But entire modes being locked for a year is ridiculous. Like that is not okay. And I don't necessarily blame Sony for that. I blame Activision, because if you're Sony, why wouldn't you do it? But if you're Activision, you should look and go, well, we shouldn't be charging the same price to Xbox players then, because we're getting a lesser product.
I was trying to think of anything else news-wise that popped out. Anything that you can remember before we get into?
There actually was something. I forget what it was.
I can't remember what it was. I can't remember. I'm just like scrolling through to see if I can find anything. Let's see. Of all people, Squaresoft are making die-cast consoles, so like the Sega Dreamcast and stuff. Those are up for pre-order on Amazon. Kind of interesting to look at.
I do remember seeing something for sure.
I thought there was more, but maybe it was last week or something. And of course, we missed last week. But I don't know.
Actually, one other thing that I haven't played in a couple days, which is why I didn't think about it. But I didn't mention what I'm playing is Mech Warrior 5 Clans. Because got the throttle right here.
You got your whole
right
setup
to my
there.
left, and then actually you can just barely see it. Right there. There's my stick. I have it dismounted right now because I have a clamp that I can just put on there and clamp it in place, which is a lot better than what I had going before. But the throttle is off to the side, so it's not in my way, which is why I didn't disconnect it. But yeah,
we did get a release date for Sniper Elite Resistance, January 30th, 2025. I don't know about this one. I like the Sniper Elite games, but I feel like this one isn't really being talked about or shown much, and I just feel like this is gonna be like push out. I don't know.
This is how they do it. They usually reveal one that they're making it, and then they kind of go radio silent until like a month before it comes out. Yeah. So this is really not out of the realm. That said, I am very hopeful. I love Sniper Elite.
Yep.
I am a little leery after 5 because 5 was not what that series was at all.
Yeah. I didn't get into 5 as much as I wanted to.
They made it so simplified compared to 4. Like play 5 and then go play 4, and I guarantee you'll be like, wow, you really don't shoot very long range in 5 at all compared to 4.
No.
It's weird. Like Sniper Elite is built around shooting like, you stealth around, try to pick guys off, masking the sound and stuff like that. And then you usually have at least a couple shots you have to make that are like crazy hard because they're like 700 or 800 meters. The longest shot you have to make is like 200 meters in that game. It's bizarre.
Yeah. And of course, in the launch trailer for the 800th time, you'll be shooting Hitler for DLC. as always,
it should be.
It's not an elite.
And you take out the testicles because
it's not a sniper game if you're not taking out Hitler.
Yeah. Hunt the Fuhrer, I think, is what the missions are usually called.
I think that was pretty much it.
You didn't mention Croc Legend of Gobbo is coming back.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know. I never actually played it.
I saw it. I never played it either. I know it was kind of big, but I just randomly saw a trailer for it the other day. I didn't watch it, but I was like, wait a minute.
What is this? If it's a good remaster, I'll check it out because God knows we need more 3D platformers. There's not enough of them. And when there are some of them, they're not usually good enough. So
right. Yeah, and there wasn't really let's see, a patch for Star Wars Outlaw title.
Apparently not a great patch. I
guess, really?
On console, I guess it added a ton of screen tearing.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I tried to watch a video to show it, but it was like a tiny little YouTube, so it was actually really hard to see. But I am like super sensitive to screen tearing, so I'm sure I would see it if I looked. That said, I think I told you I decided I'm more or less holding off on that anyway.
Same.
Like obviously, Pro for me comes out next week, but beyond that, like they when the Lando Calrissian DLC comes out on November 21st, 23rd, something like that, they also said that it's going to come with a patch that's also going to make big like combat and stealth changes and stuff like that. So I'm like, well, at that point, why would I play much more? I might as well just wait for that, and I'll probably just restart it then.
That's what's going to happen for me too. I'm going to.
I suspect it'll look and run really, really well on the Pro.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Yeah. That's a stab to the heart because it's so damn true.
Yeah,
it's so true.
Crazy to think we had more news about Everwild recently than Silk Song. I did pick up a game. I can't even remember the name of it.
Sounds like you really enjoyed it.
Because I haven't played it yet. I had like some money left over on my PSN account, and crap, what was it? Was it? Oh my
Describe it.
god.
I'll see if I can figure out what it is.
It's it just came out of early access. It's a 4-player. It was an MMO, got canceled, got pushed down to an action RPG. 3-player co-op.
New World?
No,
Because that just came out. But
just,
on console just came out.
it's on PC as well. Oh my god, this is awful. Yeah, but I didn't get a chance to play it yet. Wayfinder, thank you, Silken. That's it.
I didn't heard of that, so
I've heard it's getting some decent reviews, but like it was like $25, or $22 on sale. So I grabbed that. Sitting at very positive on Steam right now. But yeah, it's like a 3-player co-op action RPG, or you can do it solo as well. And it's one of those buy it once, like an Elder Scrolls thing. Buy it once. Anything that comes down is free after that type of deal. So I'll get to it at some point. I don't know when. I don't know
what version of Elder Scrolls are you playing that everything that comes after it's free? Because nothing's free.
Well,
nothing.
None of the expansions are. And then if you want to use like the auction house or something, God forbid. Oh, God. Yeah, but that game was launched in early access as an MMO, and it like was just apparently not good. Not it didn't launch well at all. And then they took a break, came back, and made it a 3-player co-op or 4-player co-op, can't remember, or a single-player action RPG. And I guess
isn't that sort of what they did with New World? Like I know it is still technically an MMO, but like
New World,
didn't they really like play down the MMO aspect of it?
And it's still pretty wide open for New World. I've dabbled in the new relaunch of that because I had it when it first came out, so I've been dabbling in the relaunch, and it's okay. But yeah, they definitely. And that's on console now too. So
yeah.
But I think that's kind of it for news wise that I can remember. I know we missed last week, and they had the Xbox showcase last week, or partner showcase, and there
wasn't much to talk about.
To talk about there, anyways. Bloober Team's new horror game was announced, and all we got was basically a CGI and a very, very, very quick actual gameplay.
Yeah, about
after Silent Hill.
3 seconds worth or so.
Yeah. Other than that, I can't remember anything from it that stuck out.
There was 2 things that interested me that I told you about. One was the Lake House, which is out.
Yep.
And the other one is that we got to see some gameplay of Eternal Strand, which I am interested in that, but it is still a little ways off. So
yeah, that did look good too. Yeah.
Other than that, there was not much in that show that in any way, shape, or form intrigued me. I like the format. I think Xbox should continue to use that format.
Oh, for sure.
Like I'm not bad mouthing that at all.
There just wasn't.
There was not a lot of games in there that really appealed to me.
Yep. So on to our big discussion, and if anybody is watching this in chat, there will be spoilers on Yakuza, the new. Is it Yakuza? I say Yakuza.
I think Yakuza is correct, but I've always just said Yakuza.
Yeah. Is the new Prime series got launched?
Technically, the show is not called that. I think it's called Like a Dragon, isn't it? What actually is the name? I actually don't know. I don't know which one they called it.
I think it's Yakuza. I'm pretty sure it's Yakuza. Yakuza Prime. Oh no,
it's like it. Yeah, so they went backwards from the
Yakuza
from the
Like a Dragon. Game. Jesus.
No, it's the other way around. Like a Dragon Yakuza.
Oh my god, Jesus.
The game is Yakuza Like a Dragon. The series is Like a Dragon Yakuza.
God.
I before we get into this, I just want to point out something.
Okay.
The series much better when it was called Yakuza. When it switched to Like a Dragon in the States. All of a sudden, everything became a big friggin' joke with this clown Ichiban. All you guys that prefer Ichiban to Kazuma, I don't claim you. I don't claim you at all. You guys don't know. You guys don't know what a good Yakuza game is. You may continue.
I like the Like a Dragon games as it is now. Infinite Wealth is still my game of the year. But that being said, I do like Ichiban. I don't think he's.
Kazuma is one of the
is
absolutely one of the goats.
End all be all. I think he's a good character, and you have every right to say, yeah, he's a cool character and stuff. But Best, it's that's a bit much. That's a bit much. But
You don't think Kazuma's better?
no, I think Kazuma's better.
Okay.
I
I
said
missed what you were saying.
Ichiban is.
Okay. I was gonna say, I think we're ending the show right now.
Yeah, like Silken says, I like Ichiban, but he's no Kiryu. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, now to be fair, Kiryu has had, well, I guess technically like 9 games now, but in reality, I would even say in the very first game, I think he's better than Ichiban. But Kiryu is just he is the Geralt of of Japanese games, right? Like technically not a good guy, but hard not to root for him because he is a good guy, just a bad guy at the same time. Well,
yeah,
he started as one. He didn't really finish as one, but
yeah. So that launched Thursday, I think Thursday. Three episodes. I only watched the first episode.
That's all I watched as well. Yeah.
It now, to be fair, I haven't played the early games for quite a while, but it doesn't seem like it stays very much to the source material.
So I can speak probably a little better on this then, because I mean it's been a couple of years, but I did play Zero and Kiwami, maybe 2 years ago, and yeah, it absolutely does not in any way like I haven't seen one thing from it so far that I would attribute to Zero,
Right.
And every major element of Kiwami, I would say they have in some way, shape, or form changed, and not to be that guy, but I would say in almost every single way for the worse. So, like particularly, I like just I guess jump ahead a little bit here. I cannot stand how they don't like Kazuma. Like that's so against what those characters are. Like,
yeah,
they adored him, which is a whole point in the games. The whole point of why Kiryu and Nishikiyama joined the Yakuza, because like they worship him, and with good reason. Like he's a Yakuza, he's a bad guy, but he's also like one of the few points of like decent morality within there, right? So, all right, continue. I'm sorry, I just wanted to.
No, that's fine. That's fine. And just randomly pointing it out there too, the character Yumi in it is also played by actress named Yumi. That's kind of cool.
I actually did know that. I saw that somewhere.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's
spelled
cool.
differently though. It's spelled differently.
It's like an extra U, I think, in the actress's name.
There's an extra Japanese character in it. Yeah.
So yeah, it starts off with Kazuma and Akira, Yumi, and who else is the
Akira?
other? Akira, not Akira.
You mean Nishikiyama?
Yeah, so it starts off with them like ripping off the clan's arcade to get their steal money from them or whatever, and of course it goes down the shitter. It goes bad. The shotgun scene was
so
something
cringe. So
like
cringe.
I was like, I knew they were going to try and do like a play on the Yakuza of like the over the topness and I don't know, but I don't even know if that shotgun scene was really part of that whole wackiness of Yakuza, because that was just
it wasn't. You talking about the games? Yeah, it wasn't at all. In fact, none of that happens in the game.
No, and yeah, I understand like none of that happened, but like to try and capture the essence of the Yakuza games, of the wackiness and stuff, and I'm like, that doesn't even really cover it either, because he's like 2 feet away from him and he's got the shotgun and he's just like
and also, and now I could be dead wrong on this. I'd have to actually hear from someone who, is a little more familiar with Japan, but I don't think their police officers carry shotguns.
Because
I could be wrong. I know they do have handguns, but that's about it, because guns are pretty taboo in Japan.
Yeah, because Kiryu is like yelling. He's like, "Where'd you get that shotgun?" the whole time, which is definitely understandable. So yeah, they steal the money. The shotgun scene is something. Go home, and I just found it funny that they did steal like all this money, and they stole it out of like, and they put it like in a rice cooker, and they brought it
Yeah.
back to their little.
It didn't even look like it was that much money. That
No,
was the amazing
like,
part.
they open up the rice cooker, and I mean, a rice cooker isn't exactly huge, and it looks like you could like maybe get like a couple fists full of dollars, and that's about it.
Yeah, like there was probably maybe 10,000 yen in there, which is like $100.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, of course they tear up the whole place, and it gets back to them. What's the clan that they go to? Oh my god,
Dojima.
So
I mean, there's a reason why that name is, and we will get to that because that's also another critique of mine. But continue.
So yeah, then they go to the Dojima clan, they get ratted out or whatever. They go to Dojima clan, and then
no, they go back to
the guy they go back to their little
they
place.
go back to the orphanage. They go back to Sunshine Orphanage.
Yeah,
which also is stupid because I'm sorry.
No. Input all you want, because the uncle or the father, it's not really their father because they don't have a father, whatever. But the uncle apparently used to be part of the Yakuza or whatever, and he's like,
it's Kazuma. I forget what his first name is, but
I'll go with you guys. I'll take the heat or whatever. But the kids end up going to, and they go to the clan, and of course they're getting in trouble. They're like, oh, between the arcade bills and this and that, against my reputation and stuff. Basically, they're gonna owe, was it like 25 million yen or something each?
Yeah, it's 100 million yen total.
Yeah, so each on head, and they're like, okay, the boys can. I can't remember what were the guys gonna do?
Work on a tuna boat, I believe, as well.
Tuna boat, that's it. And then the girls were going to go to the red light district.
Yeah, they were going to be indentured slaves, basically.
Yeah. And then of course, Kiru like begs to be part of the clan, and so they'll all fight to show you. Blah blah.
Yeah.
Blah,
So
blah.
I'm gonna put a pause here.
Go right ahead.
Silken, it says, I don't mind adaptations departing from the source material if it's done well. He's right.
Correct.
Well, it wasn't done well here. In any way, shape, or form. It wasn't. Like okay, in the games, it also is pretty, like silly if you really consider how Yakuza would actually work.
Right.
But you can here it doesn't make any sense.
No.
He just throws his head on the ground and says, "Let me be the dragon of Dojima," which is like, it's like, I almost pulled my goddamn eyes out when he says that.
It's rough.
Like, yeah, you know why he's called the dragon of Dojima? Because he was this freaking like brawler. like he becomes like in the games, he becomes Shohei Dojima's like top lieutenant basically, and he has the damn dragon tattoo on his back. That's it. And then I guess he does it's retconned a bit, but he does call his combat style dragon style.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention, I think the only thing they really keep the same here is like it starts in like 95 and bounces to 2005 back and forth. I think that's the only thing. Like,
well, the main difference is I believe the game was in 2005, but it was in 85. I think is when. Yeah, because I think he was in jail for 20 years.
Yeah. But the adaptation departing from the source material, totally fine. But man, I don't know if, and I can't tell, like I said, if it's the acting and stuff is trying to be like that Yakuza game over the topness, or if it is just terrible. It's like,
so I've seen a lot of people complaining, saying the fact that it doesn't have the goofiness of the side quest takes me out of it. I'm like, well, I really don't have an issue with that because that's
to an extent, there's no way
those are really just there to completely like break up the constant melodrama.
Right. To the extent, there's no way that you can put in a third of those mini games or anything.
It doesn't in any way. Like, so if you wanted to to at least get the feel of this, you know how you could do it? You could have his like finishing moves be silly, like some of them are in the game. Yes, some of them are just him like slamming their head off the wall or whatever, but he has ones where he like throws a guy off a bridge that are actually pretty funny, right?
Yeah.
You could have done things like that, and instead he's like, he has zero personality. It is only one episode, and you really don't see him as an adult for very long in it.
Right.
But he has, and really, I do not like what they did with Yumi in this. The girl is a cutie that plays her.
Yeah.
I do not like. She is nothing like Yumi in the games. Nothing at all. I will say, as an adult, not as a kid, I do like the guy that plays Nishiki. He's actually not half bad.
Yeah.
And like when he has like his hair slicked back, he actually does kind of.
Yes.
Like him.
Yes. Yeah. So fast forwards is like back and forth between 2005 and like Kiru's in jail.
He's getting out of jail.
Yeah. And but there's also a point where they're like, okay, Kiru can be part of the clan after he does a terrible fight scene. That's just the choreography in all of these fights are
it's
awful, especially when you get. I'll get to the prison one, but Jesus,
that was terrible.
Oh my God, like. That is one that I could tell that they were trying to be like Yakuza game series and just failed.
It was trying to implement Fight Club into this,
and it failed so bad. So there's a part where they're like, okay, Kiru, you can be part of the clan, and then Nishiki is, throwing himself on the ground because they're basically like, get rid of him. He's gonna go on the tuna boat. And he wants to prove that he can be.
Actually, I think they were going to kill him. I think.
Yeah, I think they were going to kill him.
Yeah.
And he grabs a knife and it's like tries to cut his pinky off, and he can't.
Fails.
So like the leader's like, no, you got to do it here and this. And he's like, I'm going to be you. I want to be you. Blah blah blah. And he's like, okay, you can stay. He's like, maybe there's something to do with.
And of all the things, that might have been the silliest, because it's like if they were going to kill him, that was not going to change their mind.
No. Oh, you can't even cut your pinky off. Okay, yeah, you can join us. Yeah, of all things.
Oh, it was so dumb.
Yeah. So then it like fast forwards to Kiru getting out of the prison, and it's another clan that meets him there, right?
No, it's Detective Date, who in the game he does meet a good bit later.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's the cop he works with to try to track down the 100 million.
That's right. I skipped that whole part.
But what they did change is they said that the Omi clan is missing 100 million yen. The Omi clan, I don't believe, was even referenced in the first game. I don't think they were even introduced until the second. I could be wrong on that, but like the Omi plays a big part in 2, as all of the most of the enemies that you're fighting are Omi clan lieutenants. It's Tojo clan money that's missing. And now, I mean, I won't spoil it for those who haven't played Yakuza, but that all comes into play, and actually was an interesting twist that, in typical Yakuza fashion, has a very weird government thing in the background, but they always do. They always do.
It's true. It's true.
At the 11th hour, there's always some shady government agent that's pulling the strings.
And as we're referencing the games, all of the games on all consoles, PC, they're on a steep discount right now. And if you ever wanted to get into them, now is the time.
And by that same token, anyone that tells you to start with Yakuza 0 is not your friend. You start with Kiwami.
Yep.
Then you play 0 if you want, because 0 is a better game, but you lose all the context of what makes it so good if you don't play the first one. I hear constantly people saying start with 0. I'm like, anybody that listens to you is ruining their whole experience.
Yeah, it's definitely Kiwami.
Like, specifically with Majima, you lose entire context of what makes Goro Majima so awesome if you don't play the first one first. I'd actually even say you're probably better off playing Kiwami 2 before you play 0. But the problem is then you're also taking a pretty big step back in gameplay, because Kiwami 2 uses the Dragon engine, which is what 6 uses.
Yeah.
But then you're going back to like the Kiwami 1 graphics like that. But yeah, play Kiwami 1 first, then play 0, and you will not be disappointed because they are amazing.
I think pretty much all of them, except for like the latest Like a Dragon ones, like Ishin or whatever it is. They're all like $5,
and that was not canon, so you technically can skip that one. If you want.
Yeah. It's like $6.99, $5.99. So definitely, if you're interested, for less than a tenner, it's
consistently some of the best and at times most touching stories in games.
Yeah, it's super,
Like,
and a lot of people don't realize it because it is
watching his relationship with Haruka Blossom is amazing. Like it truly is. It is one of the best like father-daughter style relationships I've ever seen.
That's so good.
I guess it's more big brother, little sister.
I really want to play it again because, like I said, there are some foggy spots for me, so I definitely want to play them again.
Yeah,
but
I loved Kiwami too. 2 was such a good story.
Anyways,
yeah,
buy the games.
Yes.
Back to the series. Like I said, I've only seen episode 1, but yeah, he gets out of jail after talking to the. I don't know if I blanked or what, but he gets out of jail, and there's another
presumably Tojo Clan associates meet him. Is that what you're getting at?
Yes, yeah, and they're like,
could be us. Could be no, it's definitely Tojo because they call him whatever the Japanese term is for like a boss killer.
Yeah.
Like OG, I can't remember what the hell it is. That's basically what it means.
But he wants to be done with Yakuza. He wants out. His uncle before the guy that was watching him was like,
I'm sorry. It definitely is Tojo Clan because they mentioned that they're part of Shimano's clan. Shimano was the big bald fat guy with the tiger tattoo.
Yeah.
I forgot they did specifically say they were from the Shimano family.
Yakuza 6 has one of the best cutscenes in all games.
I actually have never played 6 because I didn't I'm kind of slowly going through them and I had not finished 5. Actually, I didn't finish 4. I got most of the way through 4, but I didn't finish it. So
you'll get there.
6. I will. I love it.
But yeah, he gets out of jail and he wants out of the Yakuza. Jesus Christ, I'll just butcher it either way. Yeah. And he wants to skip town or wants to leave town. They're like, nope, you're coming with us. And of course, it's a big fight scene, and it's him against like 6 guys.
5 or 6, yeah,
5 or 6, and it is just horribly done. It is just he like grabs one guy, throws him up against the cement. Now, mind you, this is right outside the prison. There's guards everywhere probably watching. They're like, whatever.
No, to be fair, the guards did make a joke about it and say, wow,
your friends are here to pick you up or something.
No. They knew they were there to beat him up. And they basically make a joke saying, like, we didn't expect it to be this soon. So, to be fair, it wasn't like they were like, oh, what's going on?
Not that the police would probably do anything with the Yakuza there anyways.
All right.
But yeah, he like picks up one guy, throws him up against the cement, like drags his face against the cement. The way the punches are thrown, it's just so
it does not look anything like the way he fights either.
No.
I'm not trying to be overly picky about this, but when Kiryu fights, he has a distinctive look to his like fighting style, right? He has
the way he stands and everything.
He at the very least, you could have had the proper stance, and they don't.
Right? No.
Like it's like, man, but you know what? I did hear they specifically told all the actors do not play the game.
Don't watch. Yes, I remember you saying that. Don't watch it because we're going to be not doing it.
Come on. At the very least, like learn your character. You don't have to learn.
Yeah, like I can say, telling your actors, hey, don't play the games or look it up because we're not going to follow it. So we don't want you to get into that mindset,
right.
But you still can act or look like that character or the personality. So yeah, telling your people to not pay attention was that was an instant red flag. But what happened after the fight? I can't remember because I think
it flashes back to no, I'm sorry, it doesn't flash back. Oh, it cuts over to Yumi in the
Yumi car. Yeah. So Yumi gets attacked, and that's at the end.
That's at the very end of it, yeah.
She ends up in like her strangling that guy was completely like
she didn't strangle him. She stabbed him in the side of the head.
Stabbed him in the side.
I don't know what it was, but
then she's like strangling him with his tie, but she's pulling the tie like this way. And you can see it's like not tight on the throat at all. I'm like, come on.
And like, again, that was not Yumi at all. Yumi was not part of the Yakuza. That was an important part of her. Is like they all wanted to keep her as separated from that as they could.
Right. Whereas now it seems like she's like right in the thick of it.
Yeah. It's like, oh god.
Yep. So yeah, overall, as you can tell, I kind of was like in and out, like watching it with other things because it was not really keeping
I,
my
I
attention.
I was pretty disappointed for sure.
I knew I was going to be disappointed, but I was like trying. As I told you, I was like, I'm trying to go in with like open eyes, see it from a
Mhm.
different perspective. And it's just in general, it's very, very meh. I think IGN gave it a 4. I'm not sure what other people gave it.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I think IGN's movie and show reviews are pretty much worthless, but I think that's actually pretty
I
right.
think 4 is
Yeah,
pretty accurate, honestly. And like you said, I think they're worthless, but
yeah.
I think 4 is good. I'll watch it. I'll still probably watch it and see how the
Yeah, it's
next.
only 6 episodes at least, so
Yeah,
you don't have
so
to wait.
I'll definitely watch it and see how it goes. I don't think it can get better even with the story just because of how the acting and choreography is with stuff. I don't know.
Do you think Haruka's gonna be in it? Because I kind of think she won't. I'm kind of getting that feel like the whole point of Haruka, and this is minor spoilers for it, eh, like very minor, but she basically is the way that he comes back in contact with Yumi when all is said and done, right?
Right.
And
I
like it does, being as that Yumi is not missing in this
I
like she
don't
is in the
think
games. They're not going
I
to have
don't think
Haruka,
so.
and if you don't have Haruka, you shouldn't have Yakuza because well, you shouldn't
Right.
have Kiryu's
Yep.
Yakuza because
I
like
don't
it's
think
the two of them. That's the point. Like
right.
it's almost like Joel and Ellie for Last
Right.
of Us. Like
Yeah.
it's the two of them as a partnership. So it's like, man, that's a
I don't think
massive
it's going to happen.
misunderstanding of what makes that series special.
Yeah. I don't see it happening.
My wife loves Arcane. She constantly tries to get me to watch it, and I'm like, hey, I don't dispute that it's great because I've heard that. I was like, but I cannot stand Riot Games to the point that I will not indulge in it.
I was the same way where I can't stand Riot Games. I can't stand
I hate
League
them.
of Legends. I don't like MOBAs in general. I played it, I think, 3 or 4 times just to see what all the fuzz was about. We're talking about League of Legends and Arcane now, instantly swapping here. But it that is the most toxic community
It's unbelievable.
ever. And I was like, I will never play this game again. Never. So I pushed that Arcane series off for the longest time, and I think I watched it end of last year or something, and it is good. It is good. I love the animation in
She
it
kept
too.
begging me to watch it. I'm like, I am not disputing
Yeah.
it's a fantastic show.
Ah,
I was like,
so
do
good.
you understand? In my brain, I cannot separate it from
Right.
Riot. I cannot do it, and I hate Riot so much.
Yep. And Arcane, I'm pretty sure they said the season 2 is the last season in typical Netflix fashion. If it even gets 2 seasons, cancel it.
Yeah, well, and then you know, then they'll have a season 0 if they have to, I guess.
Ellery's looking forward to it too, and yeah, it's really good. I've also been watching The Penguin, and that is phenomenal. So good. And that's a series I went in thinking this is going to be very meh. I loved The Batman with Robert Pattinson. I thought that was fantastic. I didn't
Great
think
movie.
this was
Yeah, great
Yep.
movie.
I didn't think this was gonna be much of anything. I thought it was completely weird that they were even doing it, and it is fantastic. The characters are great.
I don't remember if it was you I was talking to. Were you the one that asked me if I'd been watching it?
I think
Somebody
I
did.
mentioned that I watched it, but
like I don't dispute at all that it's great because I've heard nothing but that. And I too loved the Batman. I'm not a big Batman fan, but I thought that movie was actually fantastic.
yeah, loved it.
And actually, on top of that, I also think that Colin Farrell's version of the Penguin was brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
But I cannot have any interest in a show about him. I don't know what it is. I'm not discounting the quality of it. Like I don't want it to come across that way at all. I just cannot have any interest in it. Like I'm really looking forward to the Batman 2, which hopefully will be good and not, completely suck because it's a sequel, but we'll see. But I cannot bring it to me to watch
it's understandable because I almost pushed it off too, and I was like, I'll watch it just for shits and giggles, and it's good. It's good. So if you ever do get the drive or the gumption,
well, I mean, the good thing is it's HBO don't like sunset their shows like certain other scumbag show makers.
I
I was not referring to Netflix.
But I mean, there's plenty of
I was
others.
referring to Disney, although
there's
they haven't
plenty.
really done it much recently, but they do that.
Yeah.
So
I was
so
thinking
if I
as
were to
much.
decide
I
40
was
years
thinking
down the road,
about that
I'd
the
go
other
for
day. As much as you and I both did not like Acolyte, I'm kind of sad we're not getting another season because there's like some questions there, and you know what? I was really looking forward to us live watching it during a podcast. And
I wasn't. I was dreading having to watch that crash again.
Yeah, Nissa, before when Netflix first started doing their shows, like way back, it was like a mandatory when they were signing on shows that they had to do like 2 or 3 seasons when way back when Netflix was first starting. And that was a great idea because some series do take a season or 2 to get off their.
Oh, sure.
But now it seems like if a game, a show, or something doesn't make millions within 24 hours or have millions of viewers, it's considered done.
Well, you know why that is? It's because Netflix is operating so much in the red at all times.
Oh, it's crazy.
Like if anything even struggles to make $100,
like we're done here.
Week,
we're out.
they're like, yeah, we got to cut this. We're done.
Write it off
like,
as a tax.
It's like, man, you're maybe your whole business philosophy here isn't quite working. When you're like that on the wire about everything.
It's crazy.
I mean,
absolutely crazy.
Obviously, there's no comparison in terms of their size, but even Disney can operate. I mean, they're obviously one of the biggest companies on earth, but still.
Back to Yakuza. I mentioned it to you. The English dub of this series, possibly probably second worst dub I have ever heard. It is literally going back to like the 60s and 70s style dub where they're talking and the mouths aren't moving. Like it is awful, and there is zero personality when they're talking. It is literally someone reading off like the paper, like, I want to join the Dojo clan. Like it is awful.
In their defense, maybe they were trying to emulate Yang Ye's version of Kiryu. Because the only personality that guy has is riling up his listeners to hate something for some reason or another. And also, if you're playing or watching that series in English, I don't claim you because you're not doing
you definitely.
I am not a subs, elitist or something like that. That like you can't even play half of them in English. So I don't know why. If you want to play them, you might as well play them in Japanese.
Right. If you want a good time, some laughs. It kind of reminded me of was it Kung Pao, that movie? Do you remember that movie?
I do.
From Chow. I need my gopher chucks.
The difference is he speaks perfect English.
Right.
Like it's all done intentionally.
Oh god. The dub is absolut's awful.
Fist of the something is the subtitle of that.
Fist of Fury.
That's
it's so good. Probably not very politically correct nowadays. But,
I'm sure it's not. Well, speaking of that, this goes way back. This is apparently a pretty old show or movie or whatever it was. Did you ever watch? It's called like the Kentucky Fried Comedy Show or something like that.
Yes,
the stupid ass Chinese arts movie in that. Still to this day, I think about that because it cracks me up.
My friends and I,
stupid guy that was a siren that stood there with the thing about it, bam, 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 over and over.
To this day, my friends and I will quote Kentucky Fried Movie.
Is that it? Okay.
Now, Kentucky Fried Movie. Now, saying that, anybody
that's
in chat,
very not politically correct.
It is not PC in the least.
Well, it's like a 70s like English
70s
or something like that.
Spoof, and it is just
it is funny though. It's
is like, hilarious.
Think of Monty Python without being the guys from Monty Python. That's essentially what it is.
It was American Monty Python is what it was, but
was it American?
Very
I thought it was English. I know Monty Python is too, but I thought this was. But the stupid it's basically, so for those who don't know, we'll just get into this real quick. It's basically like a 2-hour episode of like Monty Python skits, right?
Yeah.
But it does it in such a way that like you will have like part 1 of 4 of one, and then you cut to another one, and then you do another one, and then you're back to the first one for part 2. Like it's so weird, but
Oh god.
oh god, it is so fun. There is
Hilarious.
one that is like the stupid martial arts one
Yep.
that is so funny. At one point, he fights a guy, like a big strong guy, who throws a freaking transmission at him, which is so ridiculous.
And there was always and like between each skit, it was always like a newscaster reading the news, and like a guy in like a gorilla suit, a terrible gorilla suit, would come out and like beat the shit out of him, and then always at the end he'd be like, and for our next skit, so and so, and then news at 11, and then
he gets like progressively more beat up as the movie goes along. Yeah.
Oh god, but yeah, there are some.
It has been quite a few years since I watched it, because for a long time I didn't know what the name was. I was describing to somebody one time and they knew what the name was. I'm like, no shit.
Yeah.
But
oh my god,
I do remember laughing my ass off when I watched it.
It is not PC at all. There are some skits that are straight up like would get you arrested today.
There's one where two people are watching the newscast and they're like getting hot and heavy on the couch, and like the more they go at it and the more they get like undressed, the sweatier the newscaster gets, to the point he is just pouring water by the end.
And then it was the football player was like,
doesn't he like call in people to like look out at him what's going on? Like he calls over the cameraman.
God.
It's funny. It is funny.
It's good. Yeah, if you can have like a non-PC laugh, that's it. But it is. Oof.
Man, this has been a very off the rails episode.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Yeah, it is.
Jeez, that's how we like it here, though.
Yeah.
What's it?
What were we even talking about?
I don't know. But now that you're talking about Kentucky Fried Movie, did you ever watch a movie called Porky's from the 70s?
I did not, but I know what it is. but I did watch like
that one. That one's good too. I love Porky's.
All that stuff back in the day.
Classics.
Yeah, when I worked at Walmart, I actually remember the DVD of it. It was them looking through the people in the bathroom.
Yep.
Or it wasn't. It was the eye. Like you saw it from. I think
you saw the eye. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly,
so you saw the eye.
So good. Yeah. What else were we looking? Oh, I was talking about the dub of Yakuza. Awful.
Yes. Yeah.
The only one that's worse than that is, and I love this show, is Squid Games on Netflix. Fantastic in Korean. You swatch that over to the dub, and it is, oh boy.
Yeah, actually, until you said that, I've never watched Squid Game. I did not even know that there was a dub option.
Oh my god, it is. It's so bad that like the subtitles and the dub are completely different too, from what the subtitles say to what there's being said. It's
well,
bad.
that's not completely unheard of either. Even Advent Children, when you watch like the original like Japanese version, the subs were actually quite different than what they actually had said. And then when they properly dubbed it, it was like, oh wow, that was very different actually than what the subs were.
But yeah, once again, they had no emotion. The character voice didn't match the character at all. Like there'd be like a big guy that's always the bully, and it sounded like some Weasley little kid doing the voice. And I was like, this doesn't match up at all. But I love that series. I'm super excited for the second one. Silicon, I don't do dubs for live action movies or shows now. Only on animation, I might sometimes. Yeah,
that's more or less where I'm at too.
It's very, very rare that I watch a foreign film without in English dub. It's very rare.
Like again, I did mention that I don't really watch much in the way of anime, but I did try Full Metal Alchemist for a while. It wasn't too bad. If I'm not mistaken, I think the English dub actually is the official version of that. I think like for example, Kingdom Hearts.
Yep.
You can play it Japanese. The English version is actually the actual like canonical version of it. Like if you play the Final Mix versions back on PS2, they were in English. They didn't even have a Japanese version. I don't believe a Japanese language option. I don't believe. But yeah. So even that one, it's like okay, this clearly Square put or whoever it was that did it put the money and effort into the English dub on this one.
Yeah. Silken in chat also. I don't know if you saw it. I put in a trailer in the XEP Discord. There is a Expedition 33 trailer that is literally called the Baguette trailer. And I was like, what? Was this made for Silken, our baguette bro?
Why is it called the Baguette episode?
It's in French. And it sounds really good.
Does that mean the French are in on the joke too? I thought that was just us stupid Americans.
I don't know if it's called something. Maybe Silken can enlighten me, but like that standard like red neckerchief and like the striped white and black shirt that it's French. Like they're all in that, and it's just like a trailer that's in French. It looks. I'm super excited for that game. But it sounded like it sounded really.
Even the French are making fun of the French now. That's amazing.
It's so good. It's so good. Another. Speaking of Princess Mononoke and stuff, Ghibli movies in English or dubbed English are always really good too.
Well, they put a lot of money into
They put actually like actors and stuff.
They get big name actors for it. So even Mononoke, didn't it have like Jeremy Irons or something crazy like that?
There was a few big ones in it. Who's the guy who plays Sling Blade? I
have no idea what that even is. So.
Oh my god. Yeah, there's some heavy hitters.
Well, and then when for the short period of time when Disney was, I don't think they owned Ghibli, but they were like a partner or whatever. They always had like big Disney Channel stars, like the Ponyo. It had that one girl, I forget what her name was. I remember them advertising it constantly.
Yeah,
that she was in it.
Christian Bale is in a lot of the Ghibli ones.
Maybe Christian Bale's who I was thinking of, actually.
And also Robert Pattinson does the voice for the Boy and the Heron. He plays the Heron and does an amazing job. Doesn't even sound like him.
I didn't realize the Heron talked.
Yep.
I heard that's a weird movie.
I don't know if I was in the wrong state of mind when I watched it first, but I was kind of bored with it. It's good. The animation's fantastic, but I was just bored with it.
I always wanted to watch the one that is his name Hayao Miyazaki. Is that right?
Yep, Miyazaki. Yep.
Okay. I guess he has a penchant for saying that the next movie is his last one, then he makes another one anyway.
Yes, yeah.
But he had said that the one that was about like the World War II Japanese planes was going to be his last one. I'm like, that's actually an interesting idea, and I'd kind of like to see that.
Because
I forget the name of it.
His father worked on like planes and stuff, and actually Ghibli is the studio Ghibli. Ghibli is the name of an Italian jet. So yeah. And I think Boy and the Heron, the father in that worked on World War planes. I think if I remember correctly.
I think I remember him like I remember when it was coming out. Like they asked him like what was the like purpose for this, and I think he just said it's just like always been a hobby of his. He's always liked like old warbirds and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yep. I love Miyazaki. Classic stuff.
The Wind Rises is the name. So can it say?
Ooh.
That's a good name too, actually.
I like that. That's a good name. I like it. I don't think I've seen that one. I don't think so.
I could be totally wrong here, but I want to say it was the one before Boy and the Heron, but maybe there was something else there.
The Wind Rises was 2014. Yeah, the Boy and the Heron was just like last year.
Actually, the Wind Rises was more recent than I realized it was, and I thought it was a little older than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they do take like 6 or 7 years to make a movie. So.
Oh yeah, their animation is just crazy.
Yeah.
Nuts. Well, I don't know. You got anything else to say?
I don't know. Did you want to do
that kind of came off rude, and
yeah, it did.
Kind of came off a little bit hard.
You have anything else to say?
You got anything else to say, Rick, or what? Jesus Christ!
Did you want to do a spreading the nerd or no? Or not a spreading the nerd, and around the nerd or no?
You have one off the hip?
I got a lot of them here, but I can do a short one if you'd like.
Yeah, do a short one, and I'll think of something here.
All right. Well, this will be just a little simple one then. I have some that are a little heavier topics, but this will be an easier one.
Let's go.
Why the hell did I phrase it like this? What kind of food and or snacks do you like to enjoy while you were watching? I put enjoying tech extension, and I have no idea what that means. That has to be some kind of typo. Yeah, I don't know what that means, but I did break it down to 3 things, and I did gaming, and the answer to that is very clearly no snacks because I'm not a fucking animal, right? The controllers of that got to be clean, clean. Wash your hands, people. All the grime and gunk on your controllers is disgusting. Don't eat freaking Cheez-Its, or actually Cheez-Its are good. Cheetos when you're playing your games.
Yep.
Movies and shit. Actually, boy, I really did half-ass this one. Holy hell.
So snacks while I'm consuming or playing games, consuming technology stuff.
I will say, drinks. I have to have a drink. But
I always have to have a drink.
No finger snacks.
I always. Here's a really quick question. Not even part of it. Well, it is part of this because when you have a drink, do you drink it fast or is it a slow?
It depends how thirsty I am. Today I've been thirsty, so I've been like
it just goes
gulping it down.
I am a
but I'm a bit of a sipper otherwise.
Oh man, yeah. If I'm at work and I go to like Irving or something or Cumbies and I grab a soda, it's gone by the time I get out of the parking lot half the time.
Do you get a pizza while you're at Cumbies?
No. I'm gonna have to buy a piece of pizza and show it to you on here.
Yeah.
Oh God,
I gotta have it sometime.
Yeah,
because I gotta let you and Nissa know if I agree or disagree. It looks terrible. I totally agree. It looks like it's plastic.
It literally tastes like cardboard. I don't even get me started. Anyway, that is not on my snack list. I can tell you that right now.
No.
Let's see. If I'm just like watching sometimes I will have a snack while I'm playing a game. However, it'll be like an RPG or something I can play with like one hand or something. Almost never anything while I'm on PC because of the keyboard and stuff. Cheez-Its, extra toasty.
I knew we'd be able to resummon.
Nissa back in there. I know. I knew as soon as we started Cumbies Pizza.
She gets very triggered by the idea of Cumbies Pizza.
So do I. I love Cheez-Its, extra toasty. I'm trying to think of what else. While movie, I gotta have my buttered popcorn, extra butter with a little bit of salt.
I'm not a popcorn fan at all. My wife pounds it down, but not. Well, she has a lot, but when she has it, she pounds it down. Not so much mine. Even when we're at like a movie theater, like if I can make it that the bucket is like say 30% butter, I'll eat a couple, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done. I don't want any more.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys that it's like as soon as you put one little layer of popcorn in at the theater, put some more butter on there, and then some more butter.
Like if you can't drink the butter, there's probably not enough in there. Because the problem is you have to make the popcorn taste as little like popcorn as theoretically possible to even make it edible.
Yeah. I don't make, and while I love popcorn, I don't make it much at home. I mean, I will if we've got a long movie that we're watching or something, but it's not usually something I make at home, which I should. But let's see what else snack wise. It probably really is just like a Cheez-Its. I love chips and dip, but I can't have chips and dip while I'm playing a game. That's too messy. But while a movie for sure, usually it's a hell of a good dip, sour cream and or not sour cream, French onion.
Which one, Silken? Not any details. Which one was the most American statement?
That must be the most American statement I have ever heard.
I genuinely don't know what he's referring to here.
I don't know either. So apparently we're very American.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it was the butter. It had to have been the butter.
Yeah, that almost has
got to be the butter with
the drinking part of it.
That's pretty American. Yep. Pretty American. I do like some good garlic bread.
Yeah, that's what
like some good garlic bread. Butter needs to be a drinkable on popcorn.
Well, again, I want to emphasize it's not just that I want to drink the butter. It's that I don't want to taste the popcorn when I eat the popcorn. I want to taste everything except for the popcorn.
I want to drink the butter with a side of popcorn.
See, you don't want to do this, and here we are now.
Hold on, everybody, stop! I love Ellery. Ellery is one of my favorite people
we cannot
in the world.
We cannot have that.
They are some of the best. However, Ellery in chat, Ruffles and ketchup for dipping? What happened? What happened, Ellery?
I'm stating a cancellation.
What happened?
Yeah. You ruined the vision we had of you, Ellery.
I have seen ketchup chips, which not for me. I understand, but dipping Ruffles in ketchup is something for me. That's oh god.
I think we got to swing the ban hammer on that one. I'm afraid.
Oh man,
that's a crime that deserves swift
sweet and salt. Ketchup's not sweet. What kind of ketchup are you buying, Ellery?
Well, it is sugary technically, so that's not untrue.
It's pretty much pure sugar. Yeah. Oh my goodness. It's sweet and salty. That's your pretzels and chocolate. Have you tried that, Ellery? Because that might be a little bit better than ketchup and Ruffles. Soda wise, Diet Pepsi.
On the scale of like this, my respect for Ellery just dropped down like that.
For Christmas, I'm definitely getting Ellery I put ketchup on my ketchup shirt or something. So soda wise, Ellery says Diet Pepsi, Pepsi Zero. Yeah, I'm a water fan or a diet soda fan. I can't do straight soda anymore. I don't know, the sugary.
You know what? Somewhere along the line, like I used to pound down Mountain Dews like there was no tomorrow.
Yep.
And I think one day I woke up and I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of my head hurting every friggin' day. so I just kind of cold stopped it, and it's all iced tea now. Like I drink iced tea like it's a water.
My daughter's a huge iced tea fan. Huge.
Your daughter's your daughter is clearly the brains in the family. I'm getting to learn
clearly.
The more I learn about her, the more I'm learning that she's clearly the glue keeping that household.
Right, exactly. Yeah, Nissa also said all dressed chips are good. Yeah. I don't mind.
No idea what that means. What is all dressed?
That have you had Humpty Dumpty chips before?
No.
It's a New England thing.
That fell off of a.
It's a New England thing, and I think Humpty Dumpty is the only one that do all dressing chips. It's basically, as it says, everything. It's like ranch, ketchup, salt, vinegar, just everything dumped in a bag.
That's horrible.
It's actually not bad.
That sounds absolutely.
It's actually not
throwing up in my mouth thinking about this.
Hold on. I'll grab a. God, this show is all over the place.
It really is.
Humpty Dumpty.
I'm starting to wonder what is in the water up north with you guys, because Jesus, I thought lowly of Pittsburghers. I'm not gonna lie. I really thought I'm like, man, I'm from the worst place in the country. I'm starting to appreciate Pittsburgh a little bit more. I'm not gonna lie, because you guys up in the Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont area.
You're starting to scare me a little bit. Is all dressed too, but apparently they're Canadian. Now I think you're close enough to New England. Do you have fluff over in Pennsylvania?
I think so. Although, is it more or less where it's like chocolate pudding that's like mixed with like whipped cream or whatever to make it real like fluffy?
No, it's marshmallow. It's scoopable marshmallow, and you put it on like a peanut butter sandwich, peanut butter and fluff.
I'm not a big marshmallow guy.
I'm not a huge.
I didn't know what you're talking about.
Let's see, Humpty Dumpty all dressed chips. Give me an image here. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Wait, let's get it. Can we get an HD? They're on Amazon.
I cannot get the image of Ellery dipping Ruffles into ketchup.
That's rough. That's a rough one.
I mean, it like. I wish I had like an ice pick so I could like scrape it out, because I don't want this image anymore.
Here we go. Here's your. Did it share? No. Yeah, it did. Yeah, Humpty Dumpty all dressed.
If God existed, every bag of this would come with a free drop.
It's ketchup, vinegar, French onion, and barbecue. Oh,
that is reprehensible. What is wrong with you people? I cannot abide by this. I cannot allow this to happen.
It's good. I actually don't mind that one. I love
Silken,
party
I can
mix.
promise you, there is nobody on earth that eats more
Explosive
unhealthy than me.
HD flavor. That one gets me too.
And I'm looking at this and I'm like, I might just eat tofu for nothing else for the rest of my life.
What about
if this is what I had to choose from,
I don't
then
like
I'm good with not having food. I'm good with no sustenance.
I don't like pickles. However, I love like dill chips, like dill pickle chips and stuff. Have you had those?
Like fried pickle chips, you mean, or what?
Yeah, fried pickle
Yeah,
chips.
yeah.
Yeah. I love those. Those are good.
I will say the best ones, Buffalo Wild Wings, because they're Chipotle ranch.
But they have them like actual chips too.
Like cold chips.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Yeah, just like flavoring, you know.
I don't know if I'd like that.
I'm gonna have Ellery. I'm gonna have to make a meme. I'm gonna have to make a meme with the ketchup and
I'm telling
and Ruffles. I got to.
We might have to brainstorm on this because we need to have like the devil coming out of Ellery's back.
No,
ketchup.
This is for Ellery too. If we haven't chased you away yet, do you put ketchup on are you one of those people like put ketchup on everything, or is it just
okay? Well, I'm gonna piggyback on this. This is very important. Your continued existence in this community is dependent upon your answer of this question. Do you use ketchup when you eat steak?
Oh God!
I'm gonna get straight up. If you say yes,
you can't.
I can't have you here.
Ask that question. You can't ask that question because if anybody ever answers yes, I don't know you anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Like immediate expulsion permanently. There is no more heinous crime than doing that. Well, actually, there is, and that would be having your steak well done.
Now I'm trying to think if there's any weird snacks that I do. I don't think I have anything weird anyways.
I am not a huge snacker, so I can't say that mine's too weird.
I'm just trying to think if
I'll chew on the occasional like pretzel.
Oh, here's one, and I'll throw my daughter underneath the bus on this one. My daughter puts maple syrup on her hot dogs. We love maple syrup in this house. I love maple syrup. Steak juices and ketchup make a cheap A1 steak sauce. Nessa, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah, she puts maple syrup on hot dogs. And to be fair, I love maple syrup on stuff. Not on my hot dogs. Not on my hot dogs.
Yeah,
but I don't think we really. What about ketchup on eggs? Do you put ketchup on eggs?
No, but I can allow that.
Yep. I was as a kid. I did, and then I grew up.
I want sauce on eggs. It's hot sauce. It's just Frank's Red Hot.
Yeah, I love it. Are you a spicy man?
Oh yeah,
me too. I love spicy stuff.
In my advanced age, I have toned down the Scovilles a bit.
Yeah, sadly.
But yeah, I do like spicy food. I do tend to like ease off on it a bit now because the old tummy is not real happy when I do that. But I'll have the occasional day where I go and get wings, and I go with like the mediums. Like I usually go mix of flavor and heat is usually my preferred option. Always flavor first, but I tend to like the flavor of spicy things at the same time. Right?
Oh God!
What are you laughing about? What am I missing here?
Just silking it because on those chips there it says HD flavor and silking it chat now in 1080p flavor explosions. Oh God!
And, my thing with silking it is always making fun of Canada and France, and this whole podcast has done nothing but give him ammo to fire right back at us.
I know.
I'm blaming you sons of bitches up north because it's you guys' fault.
I can't wait to send Ellery a ketchup chips for Christmas. God. Oh, dipping. Yep. I mean, whatever. That's cool. That's cool. Not for me. I don't even think I'll try it. But
again, I wish I could like carve it out of my brain. But
God.
Okay, that never happened. I never saw it. Never knew it happened.
That's a good one. All dressed chips started in Canada.
Okay. You're proving my point here. You're proving my point.
All right.
The only thing that started in Canada that is good is ice hockey. Everything else can be
They've apologized for Bryan Adams several times. Oh my god!
And I can say that because Silken technically started in France, which he is the only good thing to ever come out of France. That's for sure.
Possibly true.
We might really have to dig to find something else that's good from there, but
oh god, baguette bread's good.
Yeah, Nissa, just like I said, hockey is the only good thing that came out of Canada.
See, I like poutine.
I've admittedly never had it, but I think it looks kind of fun.
I like it. It does look like something yacked up on potatoes.
Yeah, see, it's the one that's like French fries with
cheese curds and gravy.
French, to be clear, for those who are more, with like cheese and gravy.
Cheese curds and gravy. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do that. That sounds kind of nasty.
Oh goodness. Well, there's a lot of food better than me coming from France.
I mean, baguettes and French bread for sure.
Baguettes for sure. I'm not gonna
baguettes. Baguettes are banging. Baguettes are banging. There's no argument here.
Yep. For sure. Well,
this has been a wild episode.
I love it. This is the stuff I love. I love it. Like, I don't even care if it's not even about anything gaming, just going off the rails. This is exactly what I want out of a podcast. You just never know what you're going to expect. So if anybody like newly listens at the beginning of this and made it to the end, they're really going, what goes on here?
I thought this was like gaming thing. They talked half the episode about a show and the other half about food.
Random food and who knows what else we talked about in the between there.
The Kentucky Fried show or movie.
Yeah, Kentucky Fried movie. Someone's going to go look that up and be like, oh no. We'll be canceled.
We did give the disclaimer on that, so nobody can cancel us for that.
Several times. You were warned. I think I might have to watch that while I'm in bed later, though.
I think it's on Netflix. I think I saw it there before.
I'm pretty sure I saw it there at one time. I don't know if it still is, but
because I looked it up one time because I was like, is there like a cover art to this? And I was like, well, that cover art definitely fits that. Because whatever it is, it's freaking bizarre. Isn't it a guy wearing a chicken suit or something weird like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God, the movie makes no sense. It's great.
It really makes no sense at all. It genuinely is like someone threw darts at a board and like made a story.
Really is.
Story that way.
They must have been all high on cocaine the entire time.
Still could have said it's on Tubi. I've heard of Tubi, but I don't know exactly what.
Yeah, it's like a free like multi-channel thing on there, and I think they have movies as well.
Oh, okay.
So definitely check it out, Silken. You might
it. But I think he has kids. Don't watch it around your kids. and you also might not want to watch around your wife either because you might be single afterwards. I cannot verify one way or the other.
Yeah, don't watch it around anybody.
Yeah.
that's your best bet, honestly.
In all honesty, don't even watch it because you might hurt your own brain.
God.
But it is funny. Man. It is definitely funny.
Well, I think that's gonna do it for us, folks. Thank you very much. Oh no, yes. I have mine's unwrapped. Mine's unwrapped, ready to go. All right. Yeah, Silken it was.
It almost went unwrapped and not eaten.
Yeah, Silken mentioned in Discord that he was not having a good time because we didn't read it off last time. Apparently, that was the reason. So yeah, this one's for you, Silken it.
We didn't do it last time.
Or because last week.
Oh, because we didn't have an episode.
Yeah.
Not my fault. Not my fault.
Let's see. No. Love will find its way. Love will find its way into your life this February. Did you hear that, hon? Love will find me in February.
Dude. It's referring to all the games that are coming out.
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Okay.
This one is also geared particularly towards me. Treat yourself to something of quality. I think I will do that on November 7th, Mr. Chinese Cookie. Thank you very much.
Or like a $300 Elden Ring book.
No, more like a $700 PS5 is what I'm getting at.
I know what we're coming towards the end here, and we should be wrapping it up anyways, but such first world problems. I am so salty that I can't play mine until the 21st, and it is for the dumbest fucking reason.
I will. I'll trade you. I'll give you mine if you give me yours.
Oh God. Oh yes, Nissa says. I know. I think pretty much everywhere in the U.S. you can vote early now, so go vote.
Yeah.
Get,
I think I'd rather.
you can't complain.
I think I'd rather cut off a finger.
Yeah. Go vote. Nissa says. So go do that.
I'll do it, but I'll do it. Next,
I just want a sticker.
Not next Tuesday, the one after.
I just want the sticker. That's all. So yeah, don't forget to vote. Yeah. So there's your fortunes. So hopefully you'll be good all the way until next week. Until then.
Silken, I think that my fortune also pertained to you. So make sure you buy that pro.
All right, folks. That's going to do it for us. Thank you very much for joining us and staying with us through this roller coaster of an episode. Hopefully there'll be more like it. Thanks to you guys sticking around. Have a good weekend, guys.
If we're able to have crazy ones like this, we should have them with other people, because with other people is where it would be best to be completely off the rails and nonsense.
Definitely. Maybe we'll get Baguette Bro in here next week.
I'm down with that, assuming he is.
Yes. What? All right. Not the end of the show quite yet. Baguette Bro's got to come on with us and talk about French cuisine, and we can rate it without even trying it.
I love that idea. That is such a good idea. Bring pictures.
We'll look up pictures. We'll look up pictures and be like, no, this is terrible.
And we'll rate it 1 to 10. Yes. That's a great idea.
I think that's a good idea.
And we'll put a complete
call it
American redneck freaking spin on it.
Yeah. We'll call it spreading the cuisine. Oh God. All right, folks, that's it. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a good night.